All right, good morning. Happy NFL Week 1. One of my favorite days of the year. Football is back. It finally feels like it's back for real without all the COVID nonsense and like who's playing. Oh, are they going to move the game to Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever games they were playing, especially during the 2020 season. But I have some picks for people. Today, the three games that I love, both have very small lines, so you can kind of almost take the money line on them, or, get the points, or they're real small. I love the Vikings to beat the Packers today. I think they're the better team. Now, that doesn't mean that AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones might not have big games, and we'll talk about that when we get to the fantasy football stuff. But I think the Vikings make a statement today, and they are going to – that statement is they're going to be the best team in the NFC North this year. Also, Jacksonville at Washington. New coach, Urban Meyer's gone. I like Trevor Lawrence a lot better than I like Carson Wentz. I think Jacksonville wins that game, and actually pretty easily. I think you're looking at about a 27-14, 27-17 game. Win by 2 scores. I really like Jacksonville today. And then I also like the Monday night game. I'm surprised the line is that small. I think that Denver and the newly led Denver Broncos take care of business. Russell Wilson comes back into Seattle, not scared of probably the worst team in the NFL, and I think that they dominate. And Denver probably wins that game by a couple touchdowns. So, 3 games. Minnesota, Denver on Monday night, and swinging back over to Jacksonville. Had a little brain cramp there for a second. So those are the games. Now, as far as fantasy football goes, biggest thing that I would tell somebody about, hey, how do you go make money in daily fantasy? I look for games that you can really lie into. And I know a lot of people are going to be on this one, but it's in the afternoon, the late afternoon slate. It's Kansas City going to Arizona. Both teams have had to do some big changes on their defense. There's no more Tyrann Mathieu. I think you can stack in both those games. I mean, I'd want about half of my team being composed of those guys. So, I mean, if you want to do like a Mahomes, CEH, Valdez-Scantling stack, get Kelsey in there perhaps with a little Hollywood Brown and James Conner. You could really do some damage there as well with Kyler Murray. So that's where I kind of would start. And then as far as players go, I've been big on this guy from the beginning of football since the season started. Trevor Lawrence. I'm all in on him for the season, and I am all in on him in week 1 as well. I think he's going up against what I believe is the worst pass defense, at least for fantasy perspective, or against quarterbacks. Gave up the most points to quarterbacks last year. And you can get him at a really, really good discounted price, kind of middle of the pack in Washington, for that game in Washington on DraftKings. All day on Trevor Lawrence. Can stack him if you wanted to. I'm gonna go with a stack in that game with Jacksonville, with Trevor Lawrence, Etienne, and Christian Kirk. I think that you could see some big points out of that game without really diving too far into your salary, and back him up with a great running back like a Christian McCaffrey. When he's healthy and you can get him in week 1 before his salary. If he stays healthy, you're not going to get his salary under $8,000 or what it is right now. I think right around $8,000. He stays healthy. You're never going to get him again like that. He's going to be $9,000, $9,500, maybe even close to $10,000 because he's just that damn good. But you never know. We don't know if he's going to stay healthy. I love also Dillon over Jones today for Green Bay. I think that they're going to really going to pound that there. And don't be surprised. I was big on them for the beginning of the season. Kyle Pitts. Today, he caught 1 touchdown last year. Gonna go hot take. Big, bold prediction here. He catches 1 today, and I wouldn't be surprised if he doubles up last year's total and makes it 2. So Kyle Pitts for a couple touchdowns. Trevor Lawrence, QB top 3 this week. And AJ Dillon to have another really big game. As long as I got a little bit more time here, I stay completely away from anybody on the Patriots or anybody on the Dolphins today. I think that game's going to get kind of ugly. I could also see my boy in Chicago, Darnell Mooney, having a nice big game. But because they're not going to be able to run the ball, and where is Justin Fields going to be looking? He's going to be looking Mooney's way. I think he gets 10 to 12 targets today, and you may see him haul in about 8 of those for 100 yards and a touchdown. Might be their only touchdown of the game, but Mooney might be a good plug and play for a lot of lineups today. And then, as long as I still got some time here, I'm looking at Philadelphia having a nice game, and actually I'm looking at the game in Philly, in Detroit, Philly at Detroit, to be a sneaky high scoring game. So I actually had Philadelphia's defense. I dropped them in a season long because I was like, oh, they're playing Detroit, and I'm like, wait a second, I think this game's going to be like a 28-27 game. Look at the over in that Detroit Phoenix game. That could be Detroit Philly game. Sorry, PH's messing me up. So anyway, a lot of good action. Welcome back football. Welcome back full-on football. No weird scheduling stuff. No more COVID testing. I feel like we're back to normal here in Sao Paulo. They dropped the masks on buses and metros, so I really feel like my life is complete now. So have a great Sunday, and I will see you guys, and we'll see how we did with these predictions tomorrow, right? Minnesota, Jacksonville, and we'll see if we make it 3 for 3 on Monday. There's the plane. I made it through 8 minutes and 20 seconds of talking. Have a great Sunday.